Firing rockets.
Hey there, virtual citizens. Welcome back to the channel. With the console version just released, we are going to get a lot of commanders and observers on the battlefield. And I just wanted to dive right in and tell you guys the basics of playing as a commander and observer. We will also get into why they are very important and the do's and don'ts of both of these classes. And when done right, your teammates will think you have superpowers. Unless you're this teammate, my friend, who has COVID and not wearing a mask. Hey, 6 feet apart. There you go, I'm dead. So getting right into it, the first tip I have is actually a personal preference of mine. Note that the console version might look a little different to this, but if you go to the settings and under the game tab, scroll down to where you see all these colors. So you can actually assign colors to specific players in the game. This will help you to quickly determine who is who on the battlefield. And the default friendly team color is light blue, which is fine, but I went ahead and added the commander and observer colors to green, just so I could spot them from anywhere on the map to know where they are and if they're even alive. So moving on, we're going to use security team as the example today and what kind of strikes they have. So at our disposal, we have the minigun support, autocannon strafe, explosive artillery, smoke artillery, and the helicopter gunship. Hold J to activate this menu, and the console versions will have their specific keys for this too. Just a reminder, the insurgent side has few other airstrikes that the security doesn't, and vice versa. So, how and when do we call these strikes? We'll start with the how first. So if you're the commander, you will have this little information bar on the lower left hand of the screen. It pretty much shows you how far you are away from the observer and vice versa if you are the observer. To call any airstrike, the commander and observer need to be within 10 meters of each other for it to work. So next step will be to take out your binoculars when you're ready and aim at the place where you want to call the strike.
Get Warlock to strafe this target! Station, this is Observer. Get Warlock to strafe this position, over.
Observer, this is Warlock, on site, hot gun. Firing.
Here it comes!
Cover's gone!
That sound will definitely never get old. So some of the strikes in this game will actually tell you if you killed anyone or not, and that is visible to your whole team on the top left of the screen. So in a PvP match, a good observer will most likely be in your vicinity the entire round unless they are dead. That being said, if they aren't around or within the 10 meters, there's a couple tricks you can do to get their attention, or at least try to. The first thing you can do is open up your auto voice chat menu, and without scrolling, just click the center and it will do this.
Hey, bring me the radio!
The next and final advice for this is just to have a mic and use voice chat. It's very important you have voice chat in this game, it really does help. Be obnoxious, call them out if you need to. If the win is very important for you, you have to do what you have to do. And if all that fails, just throw a flash grenade in their face. They will be very thankful. Dude, you just blind fired and killed him. The next thing we're going to talk about is accidental suicide or team killing with your strikes. As the commander, you are responsible of where your strike goes and if it hurts anybody, including your teammates. The strikes coming in do not discriminate, they kill everybody on the target location. Just be wary of where you put the marker, and also keep in mind every strike has a time it takes for it to get there. So, for example, the autocannon strike takes about 10 to 15 seconds after calling. However, the mortars take about 30 seconds to 40 seconds until they arrive. So keep in mind where your team might be in the next few seconds and up to a minute before you call those strikes.
Call for a gunship! Station, this is Observer. Get the gunship over here. We're gonna need it.
Firing rocket.
So this next tip is actually for the observer. So you get next to your commander and the commander starts calling the strike. However, if you pay close attention, you will realize that it's the observer's character that is radioing in the call. That being said, you, the observer, have to stay alive during the radio call for the call to go through. My advice to this is just hide as soon as the commander calls their shot. You don't have to look towards the shot, you don't have to look in any certain direction. That is the commander's job. You can go hide until the radio call is complete.
Here, fire the guns, hit them hard.
Observer, this is station. You got it. Firing for effect.
So that's pretty much the basics. I do want to leave you guys with a few final thoughts. A good commander will nearly double the chances of you winning the round. A not so good commander is still better than no commander. So it shouldn't hurt to try it out, but if you're not feeling confident and you still want to give it a go, you can try it in the single player or local play. So that way only the AI can judge you. And one final thought, just remember that the strikes are not only to kill the enemy player, but a lot of times it will have an advantage to hold them back so your team could move in at a certain point. By all means, get creative, have fun, and enjoy the destruction it brings. That is all today. Hope this was helpful, and I will see you guys on the next video. Please like and subscribe.
Shot! Call for explosive artillery on this position.